In this class, we have Brylea Larson, William Stevens, Emmy Howe, Ike Howe, Haven Rhodes, Quincy Rhodes, Macy Dixon, Ellie Scott, Hayes Porritt, Andy Walker, Tate Reeder, and Ruger Scott. We'd like to thank some of our sponsors as well. We have the Ranch House Diner, Courtney and Stephanie Burton, House Homegrown, Matt and Melissa Branch, Roger and Danny Olson, Casey and Heidi Olson. We really want to thank all of our sponsors. Thank you.
communication. Very, very competitive group of bower does. I'm going to go ahead and start this young lady's painted doe. I think this doe is just the complete doe in class for me. She's got the width. She stands on a lot of bone, but I also think she's one of the most extended, through her front end. She's very clean fronted. She's very feminine about her head and neck. But what I also love about this doe is how she puts her top line together, but she also has that spring of rib and depth of body. I think this is a type of doe that's very hard to make, especially in terms of volume and capacity. This little doe that comes next is one that you shouldn't shirk at either. I think that this doe, again, is a doe that is made correctly in terms of being clean fronted. She's maybe not quite as extended in her front end as the doe ahead of her, but a doe that you really appreciate, again, the amount of bone she stands on, also how she keeps her top line together, and also a doe that is hard to compete with in terms of volume and capacity, that spring of rib, that depth of body, but also having that look from the side. So I want to congratulate those two young ladies on making it back for the grand drive. This young lady's doe in third. I really like this doe. I think that this doe is one that's hard to compete with in terms of just raw power. That doe is one of the widest does out here. She carries a lot of width and dimension down her top. I think a doe for me that just maybe gets a little bit coarser the way she's made. And I think she gets just a little bit shorter hipped. But again, a doe that you really like in terms of just her volume and capacity. She's got the ribs, she's got the depth of body. I think one that maybe just could have a little bit more length of body. I think she gets just a little bit shorter hipped. Maybe one that doesn't quite balance like the two ahead of her, but still a very nice doe. This young lady's doe that comes in fourth, another doe that you really like. She's very pretty from the side. One of the does that is very clean fronted. I think a doe that just gets a little bit outpowered compared to the does ahead of her. She gets a little bit shallower bodied, maybe doesn't quite have as much width and dimension, but a doe that you really like from the side, and a doe that certainly still has some volume and capacity. Again, this young lady's doe, you like, I think, as far as just a good practical doe. That doe stands on some bone, has some depth of body, is feminine about her head and neck, is long-necked. I think a doe that, again, just gets outpowered. Maybe we'd like to see some more shape down that top, a little bit more dimension to that lower leg, a little bit more shape there. But a doe that I think is very practical, and one that I think anyone would be pleased to have in their herd. This young man's doe that comes next is one that's very pretty on the profile. It's very feminine, balances well from the side. I think a doe that just needs a shot more for me today. Stand on a shot more bone, carry with a little bit more width and shape down that top. And into that lower leg, but a very nice doe. And these does that come next are ones for me, especially with bowers, we're really looking for volume and capacity. And so for me, these are does that just need a shot more to them in terms of width, in terms of having that natural rib shape, and maybe, some depth of body. But I want to congratulate everyone on bringing out quality doughs today. Do we have reds? Do we want to do
Totally your call.
these? Let's do these 4 reds.
Okay.
Is that okay? Nice job.
So does that work the way you want it?
Yep, that was perfect.
Kent's is your one-stop shop for fresh produce, bakery items, deli, and meat. Stop by today for fast, friendly service.
Here at Farmhouse Realty Group, we offer our services all the way from northern Utah to southern Idaho. We base out of Brigham City and love Box Elder County. We live here. We would be honored to help you with all your real estate needs. Farmhouse Realty Group, from first homes to farms and every acre in between. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
We'd like to thank some more of our awesome sponsors. We've got Jeremy and Jesse Nessen, Tremont and IFA, TKD Show Goats, Hawks Ranch, Stoneman Farm, and Jim and Alicia Burton.
Again, a very competitive class of bower does. I think that this class is deep all the way through. That being said, these two young ladies, does worked for the top to me. I'm going to go ahead and start this young lady's doe right here. I think for me, this doe is just the combination piece of the class. She's very clean. In her front end, long-necked, feminine about her head and neck. I love her look from the side. She's very level down her top, but she also doesn't give up anything in terms of genuine rib shape and depth of body. I think a doe that also stands correctly on her feet and legs. I really like that doe on the move. I also, I think she's athletic. This young lady's doe that comes next is a doe that probably has a shot more power than the doe ahead of it. A doe that stands on a lot of bone. I think that is maybe something that the doe has over the doe ahead of it. There's just some things that I would like to change about this doe. In terms of balance, I think that this doe gets a little bit steeper in her hip. I also think that doe is maybe not as long-bodied, detracts from her look from the side. But again, a doe that you really appreciate how wide she is, how much turn she has to her rib, her depth of body. I don't have any qualms about putting that doe in second. This young lady's doe that comes third is again a doe that you appreciate, and just in terms of raw power. That doe is wide. That doe stands on a lot of bone. I also think that doe has a lot of shape and dimension and depth of body. However, I think that this doe, I would have liked to see her be just a little bit more athletic on the move. I think she gets just a little bit high in her spine. She's not as level. And I think, also, I think that comes out sometimes when she's just bracing. You can kind of see that spine come up just a little bit. But I commend you on the way you show her. You do a great job. Like I said, I think I just want to see that doe a shot more athletic. I also think a doe that I think could be a little bit bigger hipped. I think she gets just a little bit shorter hipped compared to the does ahead of her, but a very nice doe to come third. This young lady's doe is one that you really appreciate from the side, being long-necked, correctly made as far as the way she stands on her feet and legs. I think a doe that just gets out-powered. She doesn't quite have the width and maybe, the depth of body and turn to her rib that the does ahead of her have. But again, a doe that you really appreciate her look from the side, a doe that has a lot of bone. This young lady's doe that comes next, again, a doe that you really appreciate from the side. She's very pretty. She balances very well. A doe that I think just needs a shot more depth of body and a shot more width. I think when you study her, she's just a shot more narrow compared to the does ahead of her. But again, a doe you really like from the side, one that balances very well. I think the does that come next for me are does that just didn't quite have that look from the side. And I think in a competitive class, it's difficult, but I think these does, maybe they just need to be, a shot more extended through their front end, or maybe they just need to be not as steep in their hip. Just little things that we'd like to fix about the way that they balance. But again, I think that this is a very deep set of does, and I think you could make some pair switches in this class and no one would argue with you. I want to congratulate these exhibitors on bringing out quality does today.
Farmers Feeding Utah is a proud supporter of the Box Elder County Fair. Thank you to all farmers and ranchers who put in countless hours and work diligently to ensure those in Utah have the food we need. There's a lot to know when it comes to buying insurance. That's why it's important to have an independent agent looking out for you and your family. Whatever you're looking to protect, Advanced Insurance Services can help. Let Sherry Pally help make sure you have the right coverage and are getting all the discounts you deserve. She can shop several carriers to find the company that is right for you. Call for a free insurance review today. Schaefer Farms. We grow family, friends, and high-quality crops. Swing by the fielding location and pick up some delicious homegrown food today.
Again, I want to commend these exhibitors on making it back to the Grand Drive in a very competitive goat show. I really appreciate the quality that I've seen. I think there's just one doe that stands out to me just in terms of how she's built. She's very feminine, but also I think just correctly made. You know, she stands on a lot of bone, has the correct angle on both ends of her skeleton, is leveled down her top, but also gets progressively deeper in her underline from her chest all the way to her flank. She has that natural turn to her rib. I think a doe that anyone would be happy to have in your herd. So I'm going to go out and shake the hand of your grand champion. Sure.
Congratulations, Quincy.
I think there's another doe out here that really follows the grand, just in terms of her type and her kind. I think these two does, they're very hard to compete with just in terms of volume and capacity. You know, I think that these are the does that are deep-bodied, have that spring of rib, you know, but also have a touch muscularity as well. You know, we do want our Boer does to have some muscle on them. Well, it's not the most important factor. It is something that we look at. And I think, again, these does are the combination package. They have that power, that volume and capacity, while also being clean-fronted and very feminine about their head and neck.
Congratulations, Quincy Jones with the grand champion.
Quincy Rhodes. Quincy Rhodes.
Quincy Rhodes, I'm sorry. And Brinley Baldwin with reserve.
Awesome.
On behalf of Utah Seed, congratulations to all who participated in the Box Elder County Fair Junior Livestock Auction. Well done! We also want to thank the families, 4-H clubs, farmers, and ranchers who supported these participants in preparing this year's entries. All of us, farmers, ranchers, and Utah Seed are involved in Feeding America. Whether you need alfalfa, seed, dryland pasture, cover crops, or 3-way grain mixes, we are here to help with the right products and right information for your needs.
King Farms Trucking provides excellent service to their customers as well as their drivers with maximum pay. With home time and year-round consistency, join their team today.
Take her in there with her.
Again, we would really like to thank our sponsors. We've got Diamond Eye Silkies, Santa Rosa Hay, Elias and Cattle, Quarter Circle 2 Livestock, and Gary and Sandy Burton.
I think that there is one dough out here that really stands out to me, just in terms of being the combination goat. That goat stands wide, has some depth of body, has some shape and width to that barrel. I think a doe that you can also appreciate just being correct on her feet and legs. But I think a doe that has to work its way to the top, just in terms of its udder. This doe is the one that easily has the best rear udder attachment, just as far as being wide and full and attaching up high. I also appreciate how that doe, how her teeth sit. They're very uniform. They're very correct in their placement. And I think a doe, just in terms of longevity, I think a doe that you'll be able to milk for a long time. It's going to be this young lady's doe right here. There you go. There's another doe out here that I think, just in terms of being correct on her feet and legs, having some width, having some depth of body. We do want some capacity in our dairy goats. Of course, we don't want them, to be like Boers, to be super heavy muscled, and super wide in their make. But again, just a doe that I think you can appreciate. She's very correct in her structure, has some capacity. A doe that's maybe not as developed in her udder, but I think a doe that will come along nicely. That's this young lady's doe right here. Good job. There you go. And I want to commend these exhibitors for bringing out their does, a competitive set of dairy does. I can't really, pick a huge bone with any of them. I think that there is depth of quality all the way through. So I want to commend these exhibitors on bringing out quality dairy does today.
Congratulations, our first and second place, which is also our grand champion and our reserve champion, Hayden Huggins and Keena Sharp.
Mike Knorr Plumbing was established in 1993 in Tremont and continues to offer affordable residential and commercial plumbing services. Mike Knorr has nearly 50 years of experience as a plumbing contractor and is a skilled expert in troubleshooting repairs. If you have a leaky faucet, sewer issues, or need help with a water heater or water softener, they have the supplies to take care of you. If you have an older home, they can renovate the plumbing to modern perfection. Call Mike Knorr today.
R&B Livestock Solutions has you covered for custom fencing, grazing, and livestock transportation. Give Rhett Munns a call today.
Rudd Funeral Home is a locally owned family-operated business. Joe Rudd and his family, as well as their devoted staff, are committed to providing you with the best service possible during a difficult time. Their beautiful facilities have all the necessary amenities. A large viewing room can also double as a smaller, more intimate funeral chapel. The chapel is even equipped with streaming capabilities to make sure family and friends are connected no matter how far they may be. Rudd Funeral Home is there to help you in your time of need.
tough class, especially since you have different breeds out here, and you're all looking, for different things in each of these breeds. So really, it just comes down to, which of these wethers fits the breed type the best. For me, there's one man's wether that just stands out, just in terms of overall quality and the way it fits the miniature silky breed type. That's this young man's wether right here. I really like this wether. I think he's correct on his feet and legs. Has some width, stands on some bone, but also, is level in his top line, correct in the angle of his shoulder, and is also, very silky, has the, the quality of hair that you would want in a miniature silky, also has all the bells and whistles I'm looking for, the bangs, the cheek muffs, not much to pick apart in that way there. This young lady right here is going to be your reserve. I think just in terms of overall quality, I really like this wether. He stands correct on his feet and legs, has the correct angle to both ends of his skeleton. A goat that's going to be very sound, something that you're looking for in a pack goat, is tall, big framed, those are other qualities you're looking for in a pack goat. So again, I think the wether that fits its breed type the best. Go ahead and give a round of applause to these exhibitors for bringing out their novelty wethers.
All right, we would like to congratulate first and second, and also Grand Reserve and Grand Reserve. Grand Champion and Reserve, I'm sorry. We've got Cash Baldwin and Kylie Ritter. Give them a round of applause.
If you are buying, selling, or hauling, use John Farms Trucking. They are a proud supporter of the Box Elder County Fair. Rupp Trucking Excavating is a family-owned and operated construction business specializing in site prep and site utilities. Brothers Blaine and Brent Rupp have spent the last 45 years priding themselves on a project well done. What began small has turned into a company of over 70 employees performing contracts up to $20 million and includes work such as demolition, sewer and water installation, earthwork, septic systems, and waste containers. Rupp's operates several gravel pits and offers both delivery and pickup. Contact Rupp's for your construction needs.
we'd like to thank the last of our sponsors, Justin and Sammy Buell, Dry Desert Silkies, Justin and Lisa Topham.
I really
and Curly
appreciate
Critters.
the quality in this class. I think this is a very deep class. We ended up having all silkies. I'm going to go ahead and start with this young lady's doe right here. I think just in terms of being correct on her feet and legs, but also having some width, being correct in the angle of her shoulder and her hip, being correct off both ends of her skeleton, but also having a quality hair coat. I can really appreciate that. That doe is really starting to get that hair in. The young man's doe that comes next is one that I really appreciate just in terms of width and being correct on her feet and legs, being correct in her top line and both angles of her skeleton. I think a doe that doesn't have as much hair as the goat ahead of it, but I think a doe that you can really appreciate the hair that it does have, considering how young it is, and I think a doe that will really get that hair in. The young lady's doe that comes third is a goat that you really appreciate the hair quality, a doe that is getting some a lot of hair in. I think a doe that you would like to just be a little bit more correct on her feet and legs. Maybe see her stand, with just a little bit more strength to her pastern. I think she gets just a little bit weaker on that pastern. Maybe gets a little bit steeper in that hip. But a doe that you really appreciate the hair quality. And these two young does that come next, again, you can appreciate the quality in these does. I think does that just can't compete with these older does just in terms of hair quality. But I think does that as they mature, their hair will start to come in and they'll start to be able to compete with these older does. I want to congratulate these exhibitors on bringing out a quality set.
All right, we would like to congratulate on our novelty does 1 year and under. Gentry McBride first and Hunter Baldwin second.
My career report is on my mom. Now, most people don't know, but my mom is a superhero. She saves over 30,000 people every year because she works at Autoleave.
Autoleave is the world's largest automotive safety supplier, now hiring high-tech careers in our community, manufacturing innovative safety products that operate perfectly in a fraction of a second. Join our team of heroes at Autoleave.com.
Again, a competitive class of novelty doughs. I think for me, these two just fit the breed type of a miniature silky the best for me. I'm going to go ahead and start this young lady's dough. I think just in terms of hair quality, while also being structurally correct, that dough is the combination. She's also got some of the bells and whistles. That beard. You can see. Some of the bangs. So I really like that dough. Just in terms of being a complete dough. This young man's dough that comes next, I think is one that maybe just isn't as uniform and complete in its hair coat as the dough ahead of it, but one that you appreciate the hair quality on that goat, and again, one that is very structurally correct in the way its feet and legs are, and also being correct in both angles of its skeleton. This young man's dough that comes next is one that you really appreciate just in terms of hair quality. I think that dough, could compete with the two ahead of it, just in terms of hair quality. However, there are some structural things I'd like to change about that dough. I think that dough, maybe isn't as strong in its top line, gets a little bit steep and narrower in those hooks and pins, but a nice dough to go third. These goats that come next are maybe goats that just need to fit their breed type just a little bit better. I think especially for these mini silkies, I think it's just hair quality. I think they just need to be a little bit silkier, be a little bit more uniform in their hair quality in order to compete with the miniature silkies ahead of it. This Angora goat here, I think that there's just some structural things I'd like to change. It gets a little bit steep in its hip, gets a little bit narrow in the way it stands. I'd like to change that about it. But I think, again, an overall quality set of doughs.
All right, congratulations, Brinley Baldwin and Jasper Baldwin.
Big J Milling has high-quality wheat flours for the baking industry. They specialize in providing top-grade flour for commercial bakeries, bakery and restaurant distributors, as well as home bakers.
The culture at West Liberty Foods, it really is doing the right thing, even when people aren't watching you.
Our principles are set based on a farmer mentality, and that's hardworking, that's community-based, and being good stewards of the land. It's being loyal to your team, it's taking care of your team.
I think as an organization, that's another thing that makes West Liberty Foods really successful, is that commitment to others.
Find your next career at West Liberty Foods. Visit careers.wlfoods.com.
Amy Rupp with Engel and Volkers grew up in Cache Valley, now lives in Box Elder County, and can't imagine calling anywhere else home. The people, places, and gorgeous open landscapes serve as her constant inspiration. Amy serves Box Elder and Cache County in residential sales with knowledge and expertise in large acreage and ranch listings. If experience is what you're looking for, look no further than Amy Rupp. Amy is a proud supporter of the Box Elder County Livestock Auction.
Use Elison Trucking for all your trucking needs. They are big enough to serve, small enough to care. Elison Trucking in Tremonton is a proud supporter of the Box Elder County Fair.
I think there's one doe out here that just really embodies what we're looking for in a miniature silkie. Being structurally correct while also having some width from the ground, but then again, being, striking with that hair coat, and also having some of the bells and whistles that we're looking for, the bangs, the beard, the cheek muffs. That's this young lady's doe right here. Can bring yours up. It's okay, buddy. Come on. Good job, buddy. I think that there's another doe that follows the doe ahead of it, and just in terms of being structurally correct, standing with some width, but also having that look, that you want in a miniature silkie. The correct ear shape, head shape, just embodying that breed type. This doe maybe doesn't quite have the hair quality ahead of it, but still a very good overall quality doe. That's this young man's doe right here. Good job.
Okay, congratulations to Brinley Baldwin and Jasper Baldwin on Grand Champion and Reserve Champion.
After spending a week out at the Box Elder County Fair, your truck and car will definitely need a wash. Be sure to visit Cedar Ridge Auto Wash and Windshield Repair.
Roll on, Big Mama.
Stokes Trucking knows how critical truckers and trucking are to the well-being of our nation, and our exceptional drivers deliver the goods every day. At Stokes, we're truckers and we're proud of it. If you want a better driving opportunity in the best equipment, the ability to earn $100,000 per year, and to get regular home time, please stop by, give us a call, or visit our website, stokestrucking.com. Stokes Trucking, doing the right thing since 1979.
It's time for the Box Elder County Fair. The Box Elder County Commissioners are pleased to be a small part of such an amazing event. They thank the countless hours put in by fairground staff and county employees, but also our army of volunteers. Bring on the fair and Golden Spike Rodeo.
Rigby Chiropractic promoting health and wellness locally with a personal touch.
I'd like to congratulate all these exhibitors for making it out. I think this is a very competitive drive of breeding animals. I think for me, there's one doe out here that really just embodies what I personally look for in a bower. I think she's very correct in the way she stands on her feet and legs. You know, she keeps her top line together. She also has the volume and capacity that I'm looking for. You know, she's got that rib shape. She's got that depth of body, while also having that look from the side. This young lady will be your grand champion. Move your doe up. Or you can leave her in line right there. Sorry, I meant bring her up to the first line. I think that there's another goat out here that just really embodies what I'm looking for in a miniature silkie, just in terms of overall hair quality, while also being structurally correct, and also having just a little, some of those bells and whistles, just having kind of that show look. No, you're fine. Your reserve champion will be this young lady right here.
Congratulations, Quincy Rhodes for number 1, Best in Show, and Brinley Baldwin, number 2.
Yes, go ahead. Give these exhibitors some love.
Great work, everybody.
Good job, sweetie.
Beautiful, beautiful goats out there.
There we go.
John Plumbing is a proud supporter of the Box Elder County Fair. Give them a call for all your plumbing needs. Central Milling Company is a proud supporter of the Box Elder County Fair. Select the best products for your family by using Central Milling Company. Kent's is your one-stop shop for fresh produce, bakery items, deli, and meat. Stop by today for fast, friendly service.
Here at Farmhouse Realty Group, we offer our services all the way from northern Utah to southern Idaho. We base out of Brigham City and love Box Elder County. We live here. We would be honored to help you with all your real estate needs. Farmhouse Realty Group, from first homes to farms and every acre in between. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Farmers Feeding Utah is a proud supporter of the Box Elder County Fair. Thank you to all farmers and ranchers who put in countless hours and work diligently to ensure those in Utah have the food we need. There's a lot to know when it comes to buying insurance. That's why it's important to have an independent agent looking out for you and your family. Whatever you're looking to protect, Advanced Insurance Services can help. Let Sherry Pally help make sure you have the right coverage and are getting all the discounts you deserve. She can shop several carriers to find the company that is right for you. Call for a free insurance review today. Schaefer Farms, we grow family, friends, and high-quality crops. Swing by the fielding location and pick up some delicious homegrown food today.
Entering the ring, we have the Pee Wee Showmen. These kids are second grade and younger. We have Annie Alder, Hunter Baldwin, Dax Smoot, Lainey Smoot, William Stevens, Hayes Porritt, Ike Howe, Thalia Arnold, Quincy Rhodes, Colette Norman, Danner Ingram, Timon Norman, Zoe Frank, Lucy Schaefer, Briley Larson, Ellie Scott, Jordan Sharp, Corey Walker, and Macy Dixon.
I always think judging Pee Wee showmanship is the hardest because they're all showing their little hearts out here. So, you always wish that you could give all of them the grand champion buckle. That being said, you do have to decide. I think there's one young lady out here that, she gets that dough set up. She's watching me. She gets that dough bracing. I think, of course, her dough is moving on her, just a little bit. But, in Pee Wee's, that's to be expected. With these goats, it's hard for Pee Wee's to keep them in place all the time. So I think that is being awfully picky of a very good little showman. Your grand will be this young lady right here. Good job. You're out. This young lady right here will be your reserve. I think another showman that for me, just in terms of watching me, working on getting that goat's feet and legs set up, trying to drive that goat, I think she does a very good job. Maybe not quite as consistent as the showman ahead of her, but again, does a very good job. This young man will be you're a very close third. I think, again, another showman that works on getting those feet and legs set, watches me. I think you just need to get that goat's head up just a notch more, but good job. This young man will be next. Bring your goat up there, buddy. A young man that's his goat stands very still. He's always watching me. Always, does a good job of getting that goat to stand there. Does a good job of presenting that goat. A very good showman to come forth. This young lady will be next. A showman, another showman that again is always watching me, is trying to set those feet and legs to the best of her ability. This young man will be next. Good job, buddy. A showman that is watching me is doing his best to keep that goat's head and neck up, and also just acts like he's having a great time being out here. This young man will be next. Another young man that really tries to keep that goat's head and neck up, tries to watch me and be aware of where I am at all times. This young lady will be next. There you go. Go ahead and line up. And then this young man. I think these two showmen watching me, trying to keep that goat's head up. Trying to keep those goats in position. Good job. This young lady will be next. I think a showman that always looks pleasant out here is trying to keep that goat's head and neck where it needs to be. Again, I don't want to take anything away from any of these young Pee-wee showmen. I want to commend all of them for bringing out their goats out and tell them good job. Go ahead and give them a round of applause.
Can you tell us your name and your goat's name? Turn around and face them.
My goat's name is Little Red, and my name is Quincy.
Good job. Quincy Rhodes. Thanks, Quincy. You can exit. What's your name?
Ellie Scott.
What's your goat's name?
Bubbles.
Thank you for having such a good attitude out here.
Ike.
What's your goat's name?
Noel.
Good job, you guys.
Dolly.
And your name is?
Hunter.
Oh, thank you.
Ray Schaefer and Spice.
Spice. What's your name?
Danner Ingram.
What's your goat's name?
Annie.
Good job.
Hayes Porritt and Eve. Annie and Square.
Good job.
Will and Fiona.
And Fiona?
Corey and Ramen.
Good job. Hey, don't go out yet. What's your name?
Jordan.
And what's your goat's name?
Matilda.
Matilda. Good job, Matilda. What's your name and your goat's name?
Colette. Moses.
Good job.
Timon. Gunner.
And Gunner. Good job, you guys.
Macy and March.
Good job, Macy and March.
Zoe, Joe, Frank, and Will.
Good job. All the Pee-wee showmen get a bucket donated by the Tremont and IFA.
On behalf of Utah Seed, congratulations to all who participate in the Box Elder County Fair Junior Livestock Auction. Well done! We also want to thank the families, 4-H clubs, farmers, and ranchers who supported these participants in preparing this year's entries. All of us, farmers, ranchers, and Utah Seed are involved in Feeding America. Whether you need alfalfa, seed, dryland pasture, cover crops, or 3-way grain mixes, we are here to help with the right products and right information for your needs.
King Farms Trucking provides excellent service to their customers as well as their drivers with maximum pay. With home time and year-round consistency, join their team today.
Mike Knorr Plumbing was established in 1993 in Tremont and continues to offer affordable residential and commercial plumbing services. Mike Knorr has nearly 50 years of experience as a plumbing contractor and is a skilled expert in troubleshooting repairs. If you have a leaky faucet, sewer issues, or need help with a water heater or water softener, they have the supplies to take care of you. If you have an older home, they can renovate the plumbing to modern perfection. Call Mike Knorr today.
R&B Livestock Solutions has you covered for custom fencing, grazing, and livestock transportation. Give Rhett Munns a call today.
Rudd Funeral Home is a locally owned family-operated business. Joe Rudd and his family, as well as their devoted staff, are committed to providing you with the best service possible during a difficult time. Their beautiful facilities have all the necessary amenities. A large viewing room can also double as a smaller, more intimate funeral chapel. The chapel is even equipped with streaming capabilities to make sure family and friends are connected no matter how far they may be. Rudd Funeral Home is there to help you in your time of need.
Are you giving me 6 of it?
Okay, these are our junior showmen, 3rd grade to 5th grade, Madison Branch, Jasper Baldwin, Cash Baldwin, Clay Schaefer, Jason Topham, Kaina Sharp, I can't say that name, Akea Sharp, Skylie Montgomery, Tate Reeder, Haven Rhodes, and Emmy Howe.
Do we have the little ticket? While Kim's working this junior showmanship class, we just want you guys to really take time and thank these sponsors. We couldn't do near what we do without them, and we sure appreciate all the support for the show. For thank yous.
You know, the thank you flashers, buyers signs.
Once again, we would like to thank our sponsors, Ranch House Diner, Courtney and Stephanie Burton, House Homegrown, Matt and Melissa Branch, Roger and Danny Olson, Casey and Heidi Olson, Jeremy and Jesse Nessen, Tremont and IFA, TKD Showgoats, Hawks Ranch, Stoneman Farm, Jim and Alicia Burton, Diamond Eye Silkies, Santa Rosa Hay, Elias and Cattle, Quarter Circle 2 Livestock, Gary and Sandy Burton, Justin and Sammy Buell, Dry Desert Silkies, Justin and Lisa Topham, and Curlew Critters. Thank you very much for sponsoring the Goat Show.
worked these intermediates a little bit harder just because I think we have a very deep set of intermediate showmen. I think there's one young lady out here that just is the most consistent in the way she presents her goat. She knows where she wants that goat's feet and legs, and if that goat steps out of place, she promptly gets that goat back into place. I also like the way she braces that goat. I know we don't brace miniature silkies, but I do like to see a good brace on these younger boer does. I think it just levels out their top line, makes their muscles pop. So I think just in terms of intensity, being consistent about setting those feet and legs, this young lady does it for me today. This young lady will be your intermediate grand champion. This young lady right here will be a reserve. I think a showman that is very calm, relaxed, maybe not a super intense showman, just when you first look at her, but I think one that is intense, but while also being very calm and relaxed. I appreciate that about her. I also think another one that is very consistent about how she sets those feet and legs. When we're not bracing, I am very picky about where we set those feet and legs. We should be setting those feet and legs in a place that makes your goat look its best. And so I think this young lady knows where she wants those feet and legs set. She doesn't just set them, she sets them correctly. This young lady right here is your third. I think another young lady that's calm, is always watching me. Another one that just presents that goat very well in terms of getting that goat's head up, getting those feet and legs set. I think there's just a couple times, your goat moved, and you maybe could have put it back in place. But I think another very good showman, this young lady over here, again, I appreciate where she holds the head and neck, and I also appreciate when she does get that goat stuck. I think she does it very well. I think your goat just wanted to give out on you a little bit towards the end, started fighting you a little bit. Compared to the showman ahead of you, got a little bit fidgety, maybe didn't stand there quite as nice. The showman that comes next, I appreciate this young man. He's very calm, keeps his goat very calm. I think there's just a few times we maybe needed to reset your goat, maybe needed to get that goat's head up, maybe just a notch, just little things, but a very good showman to come next. This young lady, I think, another showman that I really appreciate how you hold that goat's head and neck. I like how you hold the ears, makes that doe looks very long-necked and very feminine. But I think, you were a showman that struggled a bit more to get that goat set and into place. But a very good showman. I want to commend this young man that comes next. Again, it just comes down to little things for me. Maybe watching the judge, keeping that goat set up, and keeping that goat's head up. But I appreciate your calm show presence out here, a showman that was attentive to me. This young lady that comes next, I think we just need to work on feet and leg placement, okay? There just was a few times I would have liked to see you reach down and set that goat up, okay? But a very good showman. This young lady here, same thing. I think we just need to work on feet and leg placement, okay? But a very good job. This young man that comes next, I can tell that you're a good showman. I can tell that you know what you're doing out here. I think your doe was just fighting you today. When I wasn't able to get as good of a view of her because she was fighting you, but a good showman. And this young showman on the end, a good showman, and I think his goat calmed down the longer it was out here. But your goat just didn't want to cooperate for you today. But go ahead and give these showmen a round of applause.
Here's your first place.
Haven Rhodes, Skylie Montgomery, Madison Branch,
Oh, wow.
Claire Schaefer,
Cash Baldwin,
Emmy Howe,
Jasper Baldwin,
Kaya Sharp, Keena Sharp, Jason, Bo Phillips.
Great job, you guys.
If you are buying, selling, or hauling, use John Farms Trucking. They are a proud supporter of the Box Elder County Fair.
Rupp Trucking and Excavating is a family-owned and operated construction business specializing in site prep and site utilities. Brothers Blaine and Brent Rupp have spent the last 45 years priding themselves on a project well done. What began small has turned into a company of over 70 employees performing contracts up to $20 million and includes work such as demolition, sewer and water installation, earthwork, septic systems, and waste containers. Rupp's operates several gravel pits and offers both delivery and pickup. Contact Rupp's for your construction needs.
I apologize. This is intermediates. I was saying intermediates for the last class. They were juniors. This is intermediates. So I think that there is one showman out here that does it for me. She's very intense. She's always watching me. She's very smooth in the way she, works with her animal, the way she gets that goat set up. I think she's the most consistent in getting those feet and legs set up. I also appreciate the way she braces that goat. I think for bowers, it's certainly important to get a good brace out of them. Make sure that we're leveling out that top line, making those muscles pop. She also gets those feet and legs set up correctly, which I appreciate. This young lady will be your grand champion. This young lady right here will be a reserve. I think it's a close call between these young ladies. I think there's just there's just a few things. I think just maybe set your goat up narrower in the back. I think you get her just a notch too wide in the back. There's maybe sometimes she doesn't want to brace as much for you. Maybe work on just endurance, keeping that drive up. But again, a very good showman is very consistent in the way she sets those feet and legs. I like the way she holds that head and neck and gets that goat presented. This young lady will be your third. A young lady, I really appreciate her show presence. She's calm watching me. I think we just take sometimes just a little bit longer to get those feet and legs set up compared to the showman ahead of you. But very nice job. When you do get your goat set up, you get it set up correctly, and you hold that goat's head up and present that goat very well. So I appreciate that. I don't want to take anything away from these two young ladies over here. I think maybe it's just in terms of getting your goat to cooperate and work with you just a little bit better. I think this young lady right here, I think that there's times your goat just didn't want to brace for you. I'd like to see you get just a little bit more brace out of it. Times that goat maybe wasn't perfectly set up. And I'm looking for, not just set up, but set up perfectly. That is a very nice doe, and so when you get her set up correctly, she looks very good. But I appreciate the way you hold the head and neck, the ears. I appreciate how you present yourself out here today. So good job. And this young lady that comes next, I think we just need to be just a little bit more aware of where the judge is. There's a few times I was waiting for you to switch sides, and I think your goat just didn't want to cooperate as much for you today. But good job. I think you worked just as hard as anyone out here. So I want to congratulate. These are your intermediate showmen. Go ahead and congratulate them.
Briley Howe. Kate Schaefer.
Hayden Huggins. Annie Walker.
Riley Topham.
Good job, you guys. Good job, guys.
My career report is on my mom. Now, most people don't know, but my mom is a superhero. She saves over 30,000 people every year because she works at Autolead.
Autoliv is the world's largest automotive safety supplier, now hiring high-tech careers in our community, manufacturing innovative safety products that operate perfectly in a fraction of a second. Join our team of heroes at Autoliv.com.
Don't forget all you super senior adult showmen, you be getting ready to come in the ring.
Yes, thank you. A very competitive set of senior showmen. You know, I think a different day, you know, animals act different. You know, a different judge might see it another way. For me, there's one young lady that is very, very consistent. She gets that goat set up. She gets that goat driving, and that goat doesn't move a whole lot. And if it does, she promptly gets it back into place. She's very intense, while also being relaxed and not fidgeting with her goat too much. this young lady will be your grand champion. There's another young lady out here that I think is very consistent and very intense. This young lady will be your reserve. I think it's splitting hairs between those two. I think they're both great showmen. I think maybe there's just a few times, could have been maybe just a tad quicker. But, that's being very picky of a very good showman. I think that those top two showmen are very similar. It's also hard when one is showing a silky and one is showing a bower. So I'd like to congratulate both of those young ladies. This young man that comes in third, I think your goat just wanted to give out on you just a little bit towards the end. I think just for me, and this is personal preference, I would just like to see you bracing more in front of your goat rather than off the side. But, again, that's just personal preference. I think it comes down to me really getting those feet and legs set up and getting that goat stuck. I think that doe wants to move on you just a little bit. This young man that comes next, I think just had to work just a little bit harder to get that goat in place. I think that it just wasn't as natural for that goat to go into place for you. I think there's a couple times too when I was waiting for you to step off the front of your goat and give me a front view. So just little things like that. This young lady right here, a very calm, relaxed showman. I really like the way she handles herself out here. I think there's just a few times I would have liked to see you reset that goat. Also, I think stand up tall. I think that'll be more natural for you. Again, that's just personal preference. This young lady on the end does a good job. I think just a few little things, making sure that you're stepping off completely to the side when I'm in front, maybe getting a show halter, in the future. But I want to commend all of these senior showmen on doing a good job.
Haley Branch, Brindley Baldwin,
Cooper Branch.
Cooper Branch.
Jason Stevens.
Valerie Skidmore, Kinley Walker.
Good job, you guys.
Big J Milling has high-quality wheat flours for the baking industry. They specialize in providing top-grade flour for commercial bakeries, bakery and restaurant distributors, as well as home bakers.
The culture at West Liberty Foods, it really is doing the right thing, even when people aren't watching you.
Our principles are set based on a farmer mentality, and that's hardworking, that's community-based, and being good stewards of the land. It's being loyal to your team, it's taking care of your team.
I think as an organization, that's another thing that makes West Liberty Foods really successful, is that commitment to others.
Find your next career at West Liberty Foods. Visit careers.wlfoods.com.
Amy Rupp with England Volkers grew up in Cache Valley, now lives in Box Elder County, and can't imagine calling anywhere else home. The people, places, and gorgeous open landscapes serve as her constant inspiration. Amy serves Box Elder and Cache County in residential sales with knowledge and expertise in large acreage and ranch listings. If experience is what you're looking for, look no further than Amy Rupp. Amy is a proud supporter of the Box Elder County Livestock Auction.
I appreciate these adults coming out and trying it. Gives you more appreciation for what your kids do, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. I do think there is one showman out here that I think is the most consistent in getting those feet and legs set up, where he holds the head and neck. That goat maybe likes to move just a little bit, but he promptly gets it back into place. You'll be our grand today. You'll be our reserve. A very calm showman that gets that goat where it needs to be. Fair enough. You'll be our third place. I appreciate how you got those feet and legs set up. I think maybe that goat just wanted to move on you, maybe just a little bit more. But once you get that goat set up, it's stuck. Good job. I like the way you hold that head and neck. I think maybe that goat just likes to move on you just a little bit more compared to our top three. Good job. I like the way you get that goat set up. I think maybe just a few times we need to keep that head and neck up. You know, maybe that goat likes to move on you a little bit more. You're very calm and relaxed out here. I think we maybe just needed to set that goat again. And I think there's times your goat just moved on you a little bit, maybe not as perfect in setting the feet and legs. But go ahead, give these adults a round of applause for coming out and trying it today.
Cody Rhodes.
Shauna Branch.
Dave Schaefer.
Matt Branch.
Gene Stevens.
Jeanette Skidmore. What's her name?
Jill Clark.
Huh?
Jill Clark.
Jill Clark. Thank you so much, you guys. That concludes our breeding and novelty show. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.
Use Elison Trucking for all your trucking needs. They are big enough to serve, small enough to care. Elison Trucking in Tremonton is a proud supporter of the Box Elder County Fair.
After spending a week out at the Box Elder County Fair, your truck and car will definitely need a wash. Be sure to visit Cedar Ridge Auto Wash and Windshield Repair.
Roll on, Big Mama. Roll on, Big Mama.
Stokes Trucking knows how critical truckers and trucking are to the well-being of our nation, and our exceptional drivers deliver the goods every day. At Stokes, we're truckers and we're proud of it. If you want a better driving opportunity in the best equipment, the ability to earn $100,000 per year, and to get regular home time, please stop by, give us a call, or visit our website, stokestrucking.com. Stokes Trucking, doing the right thing since 1979.
Till we're 6 feet under, we'll be rolling thunder.
It's time for the Box Elder County Fair. The Box Elder County Commissioners are pleased to be a small part of such an amazing event. They thank the countless hours put in by fairground staff and county employees, but also our army of volunteers. Bring on the fair and Golden Spike Rodeo.